Yo,
We're back, chat. At Black Box Theory, episode 5. We got it. We got some stuff cooked up for y'all today, bro. Hopefully y'all you start flow now. You feel me? We can kind of settle down a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like settle in and really open up some boxes, some stuff we've been thinking about, man. We got some stuff cooked up today though, for surely.
yeah, we got some fire for y'all. They're getting rich off your clicks, and you're getting nothing at all.
See, and we are the day. We are all the day. We are the day. You are the day. They are the day. And we gonna break that down for y'all in today's episode, man. We ain't gonna waste no time. Y'all know who he is. I'm Malcolm. It's my co-host Thomas, man. We about to kick it off, man. So what we breaking down today? First up, your data is making billionaires. So all them privacy agreements you accept, all them cookies, everything you accept whenever you download the app, your data is making billionaires. You're not seeing a dime. And then we're gonna get into why the side hustle grind might actually be keeping you broke, and then we're closing with something a little deeper. What are we losing as the last generation to remember life before all of this? Yeah, we got some stuff cooked, man. And as always, quick little disclaimer: the views expressed on this podcast are strictly our own and do not represent our employers or any affiliated organizations. We are not financial advisors, professionals, or legal experts. We're sharing our personal perspectives and deconstructing these industries in real time, but none of this is professional advice. Always do your own due diligence and consult qualified professionals before making major moves. We're learning out loud. Join us, but the plays you make are your own. Sorry. Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We got our first question of the day, man, and we're gonna break it down like this. So, your data shadow, right? Who really owns your life? You're scrolling Instagram, shopping on Amazon, working in Google Chat. Every click is tracked, right? But here's the real question: if your data that we all give up willingly, if your data is making these companies billions, should we be getting a cut? Like, what would it look like if we actually own and could monetize our own digital footprints? Everything we do, social media, collaboration platforms, when we leave data behind for companies to make personalized recommendations. What would that look like if we could actually monetize our own digital footprint?
I think I don't know what that audience. What do you guys think it would look like? I think that would look like ownership, freedom. The principal foundings of America to have the ability to live how you want, live freely as long as you don't impede on the quality of others and make money off of your likeness. I think the best example of this that we're seeing in the modern day is with NCAA NIL. So for the longest, they were the clicks. The players putting the ball in a hoop, kicking a field goal, those were the clicks. And the NCAA was winning off of that. But now the players can get a little cut of that. So I think if we're being realistic, that's the closest example. However, even then, there's still limits. And it's a very small pool to analyze versus every single person posting on social media. Imagine if every single person who posted, made content, they own that and got paid for that, which even though they give you a little cut, if you're your partner, whatever, through their payment programs, you're getting pennies compared to what they make off you. You're literally selling your voice, your face, your data, your thoughts, your ideas. Your entire being is now owned by someone else, and they give you a payout or a brand deal. So I don't know. I think that's a trick question, man. What do you think?
Before I even jump into this, I just want to give our audience who may not be as familiar as what a digital footprint is, what it represents, what it means for us. I just want to give y'all a little bit of background, a little bit of context to help y'all kind of understand this question that we're asking a little bit more. So digital footprints are trails of data that people leave behind as they use the internet. These footprints include all of your digital interactions, all your information associated with a person across online platforms and services, social media, online purchases, web browsing, app usage, and location data. So you may be wondering, like, how is any of this relevant, and why would, if I owned it, right, and I can monetize it, how would that make me, basically you're asking, like, how is this important? So let's answer the question. What are the costs and benefits of digital footprints? So by saving your personal details, digital footprints can make your browsing experience more convenient. So for example, you may not have to sign into Facebook every time you visit or resubmit your payment information every time you shop on Amazon. They're a form of cookies, so pieces of data that websites store on your computer when you visit, so they remember your preferences. Basically, it makes it more personalized for you, easier to give recommendations. And then, like, with thousands of digital footprints, it becomes more possible to ascribe anonymous actions to real world identities, which introduce the real risk of online activities having consequences offline. So companies, they use your digital footprint, especially for commercial purposes. And we don't realize this because we accept them. Like, if you can raise your hand and tell me the last time you read through an entire privacy agreement, I will cash up you $100. If you're telling me you read through the entire privacy agreement, top to bottom, you read all the fine print, all the bold words, all 10 pages of it, I will cash up you $100. DM me on Instagram at Malcolm3KK. I will literally send you a cash app if the last time that you can tell me that you read an entire privacy agreement end to end whenever you signed up for an app. So I'm talking about the pop-up window that happens anytime you download an app for the first time. You read all of that and you click agree. I'm very curious. I know myself. I don't even read.
Excluding TikTok.
Yeah, no, TikTok. I hope you're reading.
Excluding that, I think a lot of people read that one. Not that one, not included.
Yeah, I think people just don't care because they just can't stop the scroll. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even wait. Like, I'm guilty. Like, sometimes the pop up don't even pop up all the way, and I'm already on the bottom of the page scrolling, like fiending for the agree symbol. So I'm not gonna say I'm all the way out, but I definitely have become more cognizant, more aware that, you know what I'm saying, that these companies are actively tracking my data. So whenever I have an opportunity to, and I go on a website and it says, hey, do you want, like, I think if you're on an iPhone, you've seen this pop up before, probably. Like, if you're on a website, it's like ask app to track. So basically it tracks all of your movements, your footprints, your passwords, your data, basically everything that you do on your phone, online, or anything where your data is traceable. It remembers all of that information. So when you're wondering why you go on Facebook and you're like, oh, how does Facebook know what I'm thinking? It's putting all these ads that I was just talking about. Bro, it's because you Googled it 10 minutes ago. They take your data and they put it back on the ad to regurgitate it back to you. So you're like, oh, maybe I should go buy this. All right, like, it's not I don't think this is like anyone's blind to this. Like, people are very well aware. But as I was saying, your digital footprint is used. So companies use your digital footprint for commercial purposes to track you, to customize your experience on their platform, and to market to you. So your digital footprint is a monetizable asset, but any direct gain does not usually come to you, the individual, because so much of the content and service from the internet funded by marketing in some form, publishers and marketers can use your digital footprints and the information they reveal to target their products to the most appropriate audience. What does that mean? This is another case of classical, you're not seeing a dime. Like, let's think about this. My answer to this is that I think if we actually owned and could monetize our digital footprints, I think that people would be keenly aware, much more keenly aware of the things that they search, the things that they post, the things that they share to the internet. I think that we move in a way like there are no repercussions, or like, who cares, without realizing like just how much of our information is online, what it means to accept cookies. Like, it's just a question. I don't even want to say if it's a question of ethics. I mean, it's really like actually it is a question of ethics, but it's just like, bro, if you're using all of our data to make you and your corporation rich, why are we not reimbursed for boosting your personalization engine and your recommendation abilities to be able to market back into us? I feel like it's like
you agree to it though. That's the thing. That stuff that people don't read, you literally say, yeah, go ahead, use everything that I give you and don't pay me. Like, when you sign that stuff, it's like, you literally saying, I don't want money.
You sign away your rights. But it's like, are you going to say you don't agree? You just won't be on Instagram?
That's the choice. It's like, I mean, look. Let's connect this.
You're on Instagram.
It's a trade-off, right? It's like, let's say, for example, a job, right? When you sign a job offer letter, you say, and they say everything you do will be for the benefit of the company, will help the company. We have the right to terminate you at any time without severance or whatever the case is. It's the same. So it's mutual benefit. You sign away your rights for, whether it be money, connections, or, it's a choice. Now, you could choose not to be on social media, but then how are you going to be treated by society? How are you going to be treated by whatever, especially now? I don't know where the progress is on this, but they said if you come to the US, you got to show 5 years of social media history. If you subscribe to the idea of not having social media, they're going to be like, yeah, you're not even real because you weren't on the internet. So it's like you're being forced on there. I don't know.
So basically, this belt, no matter
360 belt jutsu. It's not, you can't block it. So
I mean, I think that's a pretty. I don't know why I thought this would be more of a ongoing conversation, but I think that's your answer, folks. I mean, like,
let us know. Let us know in the comments. Send us ideas, like, what you guys think. I mean,
are we wrong?
Curious
to hear outside of our kind of like, our little 1-2 conversation here. Like, what would you do? Like,
yes, you. The
If
person
you,
who's thinking, yes, you.
yeah, bro, like if you owned your data, you could monetize it. What would you do? Like, how would that change how you act on social media when you look up stuff? Like, let's say it was like or maybe like, what if the monetization was through the fact, like through the frequency in which you leave behind traceable data? I think they'll pull people more on their, like put people on their phones even more. This is like, it's just, when you talk about monetization, I mean, it's I think a ton of different routes you can go and consider, but I don't know, man. It's like I said, it's a question of ethics. It's a question of like, when does corporate greed stop? I mean,
People do anything for money.
yeah. So I don't know. That's tough. Speaking of money, that leads us to our second question, man.
Yes.
And I
The
think,
side.
yeah, I think a lot of us are find ourselves kind of like in this gray area, right? Of like, we're in this gray area of like, hey, you may have a job, you may have something going on for yourself, but in the back of your mind, no matter how stable, no matter how secure, you know what I'm saying, if you feel like you are, in the back of your mind, there's something just telling you like, hey, this isn't enough. This 9 to 5, this gig I got going on, it, you know what I'm saying? It supports me, supports my family, pays the bills. You know what I'm saying? It just keeps us going for another month, God willingly. But I know in the back of my mind that's not enough. Like, the way that the job market, these layoffs are just coming out left and right, nobody's safe. And it's not even just a tech thing anymore. It's
Yeah.
everybody. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe, right? Like, and
Yeah.
this is industry wide. So it's like anybody would even with a sliver of hustle, just a pint of ambition. They grinding on some type of side hustle. They're grinding, they're looking for some way to generate passive income, some way to just, you know what I'm saying, just to fork over a bit more money to help kind of like give them some cushion between being a W-2 employee and being SOL. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people, like a majority of the country, is paycheck to paycheck. Like, if that stops, everything stops, right? Like, it's not, side hustles or side hustles for a reason. They don't just, like, right?
Yeah.
So leads us
I
to our
miss.
question, man.
That's the question of what is the difference between building wealth versus burning yourself out? Where is the line drawn? And how do we determine what's needed to be done? We're no longer in the age where side hustles are just something you do. Like you just sell some stuff on eBay, you sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, make a little change here because you want to get pizza. It's almost mandatory. You selling some
Yeah,
stuff
no,
so you can pay your light
it's
bill.
no, a side hustle is mandatory. Like, it's not even a question of if it, like, you can, like, that sense of security. I think we once kind of like just admired and just, kind of like worked our entire lives for, that sense of security with a full-time job, full-time employment, gainful employment. Like, that's not, I ain't gonna lie, to be honest with you, like, this is a completely different conversation. But I feel like our generation, and I hate to make the our generation argument again, but I feel like our generation is watching the American dream just get stripped away from us one headline at a time. Like, every day, I feel like our generation, Gen Z, and I think it's even going to be worse for those that come after us. But every headline, every day, it just feels like we're straying further and further from the possibility of attaining what was once considered the American dream, right? Like, nice little house, you know what I'm saying, full family, wife, 2 kids, 2 cars, paid off for the family, like a golden retriever in the front lawn, financial independence. Brother, we can't even get a job with our degree. Houses,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody my age that's even close to thinking about a house right
Yeah.
now. It's tough. So it's just like, hey, everybody's grinding, everybody's doing something, Uber, selling courses online, trading, real estate. Everybody's doing something. At what point does the pursuit of extra income become counterproductive?
Even at the top of the top, if people who are higher up or have been in the industry 20, 30 years try to tell you, oh no, I just grinded and I stay in my thing. Look. They have side hustles. I promise you. They might not tell you what it is, but they have them. And even if they don't tell you what it is, I bet you they have some stock. I bet you they have enough stock to where that is income. That is, you could
Equity,
live off the
yeah, some
dividends.
type of,
It's
yeah.
equity. So people might not call that a side hustle. And I mean, I guess it's technically not a side hustle, but it's another stream of income.
It's something.
So investing stock, they're making extra money too. Don't let people in higher places fool you by saying, yeah, they're getting by with their $300,000, $400,000 a year salary. They're getting way more than that on the side. So I mean, don't let them play in your face. Honestly,
Yeah, it's I think, I guess I might say, right? Like, I think like hustle culture has, I think, the whole hustle culture thing, like, hey, gotta outwork everybody. I think that's great to have. It's always great to work with a chip on your shoulder and with a level of ambition and perseverance that it's like, it's something that you kind of carry with you. But I think that when that side hustle starts to creep into the mental health and starts affecting your relationship with your family, with the people that matter. Like, I think that when your side hustle starts affecting the people that you're even grinding like the side hustle for, I think that's when it starts, like, that's when it's time to consider, like, hey, is this worth it? Is it worth burning myself out working? Now, some people are built different, right? I'll give it to them. Like, some people are just wired different, and maybe they don't have like those dependencies. They don't have like the kids or the girlfriend or the wife, the husband that they have to kind of like, keep afloat. Like, some people just got themselves, so it's just like they don't have a limit. They don't have a threshold where it's too much or it's a burnout, right? Everything is just a grind to them. But for people who have, I think this is most people who have someone that they're working with or grinding for, that they want to provide for, that they want to get back to. When it starts affecting those relationships, when you start to neglect people in your life, when you start to just become, harsh towards people in your life, it's time to consider it. Like, is this worth it? Like, granted, I mean, I think it's tough when your only option is to fall back on a job that may not be there the next month. But it's just like, where do we draw that barrier at, right? Like,
Yeah, it's got to be a
when is
line
enough
drawn.
enough?
I think like we've all heard the story, like the dad or mom that's going to work and they make a ton of money, they take care of the family, but they're not present. You're not emotionally available for the people who need you. And at the end of the day, all this money, all this good quality of life that you can get with money is nice. But when you get old, and you need someone to take care of you, when you get sick and you need someone to take care of you, and we're seeing now more than ever, people are going no contact with their families. They're literally just stopped talking to their parents, their children, whatever. These relationships matter more than anything else. So it doesn't matter, you could go work your way up to be EVP of your company, CTO, whatever. If your family doesn't love you, or they love you but they can't talk to you, or you've burned every relationship that you had, let's see how warm you are when you take that money to the grave. You have that warm money blanket, but all your relationships are trash. Your soul is rotten. That money
Yeah.
won't save you.
And to Thomas's point, 2025 YouGov poll found that 38% of American adults are estranged from a family member, including 24% from a sibling, 16% from a parent, 10% from a child, 9% from a grandparent, and 6% from a grandchild. And you have to question yourself, what's your definition of a side hustle is? I mean, of course, varies from person to person. Some people see a side hustle as something that's literally only on the side, something that you do part time. Some people look at it as a caveat or like a separate compartment from their main job. It's still part of it, but it's not your main hustle. But it's like you can have all the finances in the world, and it's like some people are driven by wealth and wealth only. I think that says a lot, I think, about your moral compass if money is your only driving factor. When you get all this money, but you've tarnished these relationships and the people that you got the money for in the first place aren't there anymore. Like, if it was up to me, man, I'd like, I don't know, man. It's just one of them. It's weird. Bro. It's like if you had a choice between being a father that was just the most financially supportive father, but you were never there. You never saw your kids' birthdays, never were there for any of their sporting events. You never were there for their biggest milestones and their most transitional periods versus a father that is always there, but doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, right? Tough to make ends meet. You got to question, like, which one means more to the kid? Which one means more to the family member or to the other person? I like to think it's the latter.
And I want to add a real world example here. Terrence Crawford, right? Terrence Bud Crawford just retired from professional boxing. I believe he's 38, one of the best boxers of all time, undefeated. He was in an interview or a podcast recently with the Pivot podcast, and they asked him. He said he's done. They asked him. He said, "Would you fight again for 100 million?" He said no. Another person on the podcast said, "You can have my soul for 100 million," something along those
No, I
lines.
remember that. He wasn't rocking with that one.
He wasn't like Terrence said. Well, that says a lot about you.
He said it says a lot about your character, bro.
A lot about your character. He got a lot of kids. Terrence, he's a fan. I just saw something about him. He was going through his situation with his baby mamas and that's whole thing and wife, ex-wife, I guess. And he was saying like he's always going to claim his kids, and he knows what matters to him. Even though he was going out getting beat up for a living, but he's a walking testament. He got shot in the head and he's still here, still boxed after that. Greatness. So money isn't everything to everybody.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just like you just gotta. There should just always be that like scale in your heart or in your soul where you're just balancing out the things that just matter most to you. You know, your family, religion, culture, relationships, money. If one thing is severely outweighing the next, and you know they all should really kind of be all like the same, like they should all kind of be in parallel with each other. I don't know, man. You just got some questions to ask for yourself, bro. It's interesting, bro. I don't think anybody's like. I understand, like time of sacrifice for time in paradise, but the cost of your mental health and relationships with others, I can't say it's worth it, man. Yeah. Speaking of relationships with others, we want to talk about something. We kind of alluded to this a bit, and we've alluded to this a bit in some of our previous episodes, but I think we really kind of want to just dive in because I think it's just. And I actually wrote a piece about this on my Substack, just about like I wrote about like just something along the lines of the overconsumption of media, right? Like how we are always like overstimulated with some type of technology in our face, right? Like there's an entire generation out there that cannot eat a meal without a YouTube video playing in front of them. There's people that cannot operate, go on a walk without a podcast playing in their ear. There's people that cannot just lay down and just sit, right? Like there is always something to check on your phone, always something to watch in the news, always something to scroll on, to be around. There's constant connectivity, right? And so that poses our next question, which we like to consider ourselves the last generation to remember. Because I don't think after us, like that's the thing about technology, bro. Like regardless of how detrimental these effects are, we aren't ever going to wind the clock back. We aren't ever going to stop producing technology that changes the world. We aren't ever going to stop the advancement of this technology either. So we're probably the last generation that remembers life before smartphones. Actually, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, actually, no, yeah.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
Blackberries and stuff.
I was about to say, yeah. We're probably the last generation that remembers life before smartphones, social media, and constant connectivity. So what, what are we like with all this in mind? With like this, like I don't even know how to. It's just
Dumpster fire.
like the connectivity thing. It's just like this. What wisdom or ways of being just human are we failing to preserve, and what responsibility do we as a generation have to document what it was like to live in both of these worlds before the constant connectivity, before the social media, before the smartphones?
I mean, people, I feel bad for the youth, for the children. They have no idea what it's like to write a letter. They have no idea to not see what your friend is doing until you hop on game chat, hop in a party on the console. They have no idea what it's like to wait until the next day of school to see what happened or to talk about the party you guys were at over the weekend. They have no idea what it's like to have a meaningful conversation about what came on TV last night because there's nothing to look forward to. Everybody's so connected. There's no point in even asking your friend what they think because their thoughts are on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So now people are in a situation where what's there even to talk about if the person's thoughts are always there? It's like you know this already. Sure, you could say talk about something else, but then it's like you kind of run out. It's like you know somebody without knowing them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think our generation and even generation like the millennials, especially because they really remember. Like I was just talking to a millennial the other day. They said they still remember dial up. I personally did not experience dial up internet, right? Dial up is pretty much when you had an Ethernet for your phone, so you couldn't use the house phone and the computer at the same time because the Ethernet cable, like the way it worked. I don't really know too much about it, but people who are listening that had dial up, they know. So I think for us, it's important to remember the values, preserve the values we had, preserve the meaning that it had, and still try to carry that forward. Like I don't want to live in a world where everyone's Neuralink and people are communicating without speaking, right? I don't want to live in a world where I'm sitting right behind you, right next to you, and you're sending me a message instead of turning to me and speaking to me like a human being. So we have that responsibility, whether we know it or not. For everyone who just lives on the internet, think when was the last time you talked to somebody in person that you don't have to see regularly?
Yeah, bro. And it's just like I feel like with constant connectivity, there's no it's no allure of anybody. Like there is no mystique. There's like nothing to figure out when you meet somebody because your entire life is online. There is no like, and that's I think part of the reason why people don't feel the need to have conversations because they feel like there's nothing to discover. And it's interesting. Like and sometimes I'll catch myself like falling victim to the same things I kind of preach about. Like for example, like when I go to the gym in the morning, what I used to do, I used to just like go into the sauna at my gym. I used to go in there on my phone, my headphones. I either continue to listen to the music I was already listening to outside in the gym, or I just be continuing like a podcast or reading the news, some of the New York Times, watching the Post, whatever. And it's just like I'm realizing like I'm doing the exact same thing I'm talking about. I can't give myself 15 minutes in the sauna where it's 194 degrees and just like zone out, talk to somebody. And now, granted, I've had a few interesting experiences in the sauna where it's like dudes talking to me that I don't really want to talk to. I'll just give you like an example of something that happened to me like literally this week, this Monday. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna like switch something up, man. I gotta stop doing this, right? And sometimes there's nobody else in the sauna with me, so it's just me and my thoughts. Sometimes there's other dudes in there, right? I used to not go into the sauna when there's other dudes in there just because it was just like, I don't know, dudes just get weird, bro. Like dudes like look at you in your eye and then like pour water on the rocks. I'm like, bro, like Bill came in there, he was like, is it hot enough? I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, bro. Hey, bro, I'm trying to get
flag
my
on the
sweater
play.
and I'm trying to get my sweater, you feel me, and keep it pushing. But like this past Monday, right? Like go in there, man. I'm like, you know what? Let me take a step back. Let me zone out. Let me actually be human. Let me be with myself and just my thoughts for a few minutes, right? Go in there, man, per usual, sauna steaming, man, chilling. And there with my sweats on, my tank top on, trying to get my sweat in, bro. I'm in there chilling deep in thought. I realized that like as soon as I walk in, it's a dude already in conversation with another. The other dude, he just looking like, bro, I don't care. But it's just like my man, he just started talking to me. I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And crazy enough, I thought it was a myth, but it was one of those 44U, like those football 44U guys, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like the skits where it'd be like dudes that still play.
I
Yeah,
know what you're talking about. They be hit
yeah,
sticking each other, and
yes. And he was one of them. He's like, my man was like, told me his age, he's like 44 or something. And my man had on like the football jersey for a scene, whatever. He's like, hey, what's going on, my man? How you? I was like, I'm good, man. Can't complain. You know what I'm saying? It's Monday morning. I'm blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I'm able to enjoy another week, prosper, get to it, grind. I don't got nothing to complain about. And we just go on and start talking, man. He just starts telling me, when you start talking, bro, he's just going on telling me about like his life story, his background. I got, a couple sons. I work at a school. You know what I'm saying? How he's just been an athlete. He also didn't, I don't think no more than like 10 minutes of the conversation, he told me that his mom passed like a month ago. And it's just like, to most people, that sounds like a whole. Typically, I wouldn't share that with somebody I just met 10 minutes ago. But the nature of our conversation and like, I was receptive to him. I know if I went in there with my headphones and my phone, I would not be trying to hear it, bro. I'm not going to, I just tap my AirPods, like podcast, something like, I'm not trying to talk. Like, I'm really talking to him and I was able to provide him some comfort, like kind of let him know that, whether it was like applicable to me or not, I was just receptive to the wisdom he was trying to pass down to me. This was a conversation I had in the sauna to start my day off, right? Like this was my interaction. And it turned out to be one of the things. This is like, bro, God, that's what I was just saying. Like, God do everything for a reason. Come out the locker, he get out for me. He gets out of the sauna a few minutes before me. I get out. I said no, and he was still talking. Bless his heart. He had to still talking to other dudes, and I walk out there because I told him about my background a bit. He was like, "Hey, this is my man right here. It's Microsoft. He studied mechanical engineering," and he's pointing me to another guy. And so I'm like, dang, I wasn't really trying to do like a back to back type of thing. But next guy I talked to, Jamaican guy, Caribbean guy. He's like, hey, what's going on? I actually studied mechanical engineering for a bit in Jamaica. I was like, oh, where? So I met with this guy, connected with this guy, and he just tells me, he's like, we started hitting it off. We started connecting and exchanging information and whatnot. And he actually got his master's in like health administration and nursing from Johns Hopkins, like all of that. And then he's like, he owns like 20 real estate properties. He owns 20 real estate properties in Maryland and Mexico. And this was just like,
Mexico.
yeah, in
Like
Mexico.
that's
Like, like he has like retirement, like my man has like wealth. And it was just like, mind you, this dude I'm talking to, I see him every single morning at the gym. For like we see each other our lockers are always right next to each other. We never say anything to each other. Because I always have my headphones on, I'm always on my phone, I'm always like just kind of coming in, coming out. Truth be told, I personally don't like to spend that much time in the locker room at my gym. I don't know if you've ever been in the men's locker room at a public gym. Yo, it's a lot of things you don't want to stay in there for extended periods of time to see for the most part. But this was one of them situations where it's like, I'm glad I sat and I talked to somebody. Most of the times I go in the gym with the mindset like, bro, I'm trying to handle my business, get out. But it's just like, bro, talk to people.
Yeah, provide comfort.
Provide comfort, talk to people, engage with people, learn about like, we just live in this world where it's like, we feel like we only talk to this and to,
Yeah.
like talk to people, right? Like, and it's just like, that's one of the things I feel like we fail to do now. We fail to have a desire to learn about someone and talk to someone because we see it's pointless. Well, I don't even talk to them. I just go look them up on LinkedIn. Bro, talk to someone. Like, and I think that that's what social media erases day by day, bro. Like, just the desire to network, to meet people, to talk to people, to understand someone, bro. Like, I feel like you said, like that responsibility that you mentioned that we have to document what it's like to live in both worlds. It's mandatory whether you like it or not, bro.
Yeah.
I cannot raise my children coming out the womb with an iPad. They have to learn how to live life. They have to learn how to get their knees scratched playing football on the turf. They have to learn how to play in the grass, how to interact with other kids, how to the thrill of riding your bike down a hill. They have to get that before they get access to ChatGPT and TikTok. It's just no way.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like, when us as people who saw the last glimpse of life before everything was digitized, everything was funneled through a phone that's 6.9 inches, always in our hands. Pause.
Wow.
Pause.
Wow.
Pause.
Yeah. Basically bring back cul-de-sacs and people hanging out outside is what he was saying. That's what he meant by that. I don't know what verbiage he was using. I don't know what descriptive adjectives were being applied.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That was a little out of pocket. I will say though, I only said that, bro. I was really just looking it up, like the dimensions of like the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and it was
Somebody quote him on that. Somebody quote that.
Nah, I'm serious. No, I'm genuinely serious.
6.9 inches in your hand in 2026.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I was OD. Yeah, we might have to edit that, scrub that joint, but yeah, like, no, genuinely, I was genuinely looking up like the dimensions. I don't know why. I'm just shopping with a new phone or whatnot. But yeah, I was looking, dimensions, and that number was just okay. Regardless, back to the point. Like I said, responsibility we have as like that generation. I think as people who have the last to see both worlds, we have to introduce a world. We have to create an environment for the future where they aren't reliant on technology. I'm not saying that technology is inherently bad. It is necessary. Democratizes information in a way that would otherwise not be possible. However, I think that when that is your only source of connection, of kind of like feeling, you lose human touch, you lose human nature. And so it's up to us, like, as hard as it may be. Wait, why are you laughing? What are you laughing?
Nah, go ahead.
What did I say that time? Like, what are you laughing at?
No, I'm not laughing, bro.
I just saw you smile, dog. Like,
I can't.
What did I say?
I'm living in the moment. I'm being present.
All right, bro. Whatever. Bro.
I'm not on technology. Just living in the moment.
Yeah, man. I said my piece, man. To be honest with you, but yeah, bro. I hope y'all got something out of that, man.
Oh yeah, they got 6.9 inches out of it. That's facts. comfort, and 6.9 inches.
Hey, bro.
Woo!
Hey, you see who's still repeating it and who's on to the next. Anyway, man, let's talk about this NBA trade deadline. We got a whole lot that got cooked, man. My man Shams, boy, screen time probably something crazy right now, dog. But we just want to touch on that NBA trade deadline for a sec, man. My boy here is a Bulls fan, so he got the short end of the stick for a lot of the trades today, man. But some of the big ones, man, I just want to talk about. It's a lot. Golden State, of course, Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Hawks for Porzingis. That was OD. Not gonna lie. Kobe White to the Hornets. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nice. Chicago Bulls trading Kobe White and Mike Conley Jr. to the Charlotte Hornets for Colin Sexton. Jared McCain to the Thunder. That I think that Daryl Morey should be like impeached. James Harden to the Cavaliers for Garland, obviously. I don't know, man. That's your boy actually, Vucevic to the Celtics for Anthony Simons, another guard.
The Bulls, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're trying to do like an experimental guard program, small ball 2015 Warriors, except no.
It's called AJ generational program. It's called AJ DeMonster. It's called Cam Boozer program. And y'all still got to go.
We never tank, bro. We never tank. We never.
I think y'all will tank now. Like, there is no way you play meaningful basketball with no center.
We're in the East. The East is objectively trash compared to the West, bro.
It is, but y'all are on like injured Pacers level now. Like, y'all don't have a person that is over 6'10". You are over 5. I can't fake.
Bro, I want us to go 0 for 82.
I would.
That's the
And
only
y'all
way that
traded
this gets fixed.
I traded Io to the Timberwolves as well. Yeah, I got Rob Dillingham. Gabe Vincent to the Hawks for Luke Kennard. That's actually a great trade. It's a great pickup for the Lakers. Gabe Vincent stinks. What else was major? What else was major? Oh, my man from the Pelicans, bro. Jose Alvarado to the Knicks.
That's tough.
That's tough. What else was major, bro? What else was major? Bro,
Giannis not getting traded.
that and the Clippers are trading Zubac to the Pacers. That's OD.
For who? Or like, what's the package? Like
The Pacers are sending Benedict Mathurin, who's a bucket, Isaiah Jackson, and 2 first-round picks and 1 second-round pick for the Clippers for Ivica Zubac. But I mean, Clippers need picks, bro, because they cooked themselves with the whole PG situation. Hold up, the Nets waive Cam Thomas? That's crazy.
Hey,
So yeah,
shout out Cam Thomas, man.
He's a bucket. Wait, he don't do nothing else though. But he a bucket. But
I don't blame him. You playing on a team that don't care. Like you can come out, drop 60, and they just
no.
Like I understand you can talk about efficiency.
He don't pass the ball, bro. Like ever. Like he don't pass.
I mean,
the ball.
look. You got Michael Porter. Michael Porter, every shot looked good on the team.
Yeah, it's really just 2 knuckleheads playing backyard ball. I mean, they're doing what they want.
MPJ, bro, I think he's getting traded this all season. Like I don't see him being in Brooklyn for another 2 years.
Nah,
but I'm not gonna lie, he's a bucket. But at the same time, when your team is like not doing anything,
I feel like MPJ he in a position where it's like, bro, he don't need to like, bro, he done got his ring, he got his max contract, he don't care no more. My man just playing, he just hooping, bro. I don't think he cared, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He like KD if KD didn't have like championship DNA. Like let me not say that. Well, obviously, Michael Porter Jr. has championship DNA. Obviously, I mean, like if he didn't have I think KD is more of a competitor. Like I think he wants to win more. PJ, I think he's just balling. Like I think he's just for the love of the game.
Yeah, that's valid. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like the 2 biggest names who we thought was out of there, Ja and Giannis. Them boys back where they. Oh, and what's my man Jaren Jackson Jr. got traded to the Jazz on the squad.
I don't believe in the Jazz. They're never winning a chip.
Bro, I'm calling. They are building it. So they have Keontae George. They have Lauri Markkanen. They have Jaren Jackson Jr. They have Keontae George.
Ace Bailey, if you want to throw him in
Bailey.
there.
They might get I don't even know what they because where they probably close to last in the conference. I would think
they suck.
I'm trying to see where they at. They could very well get a top. Yeah, bro, they're 13th in the West. They could get a top pick.
Utah will never win an NBA. Utah, they got there 2 times with in the 90s with Mailman, he like him young Malone, and greatest passer.
I just say never say never, bro. They got Walker Kessler, they got Nurkic, they got Collier, Isaiah Collier, he a dog, Bryce Sensabaugh a dog, JJJ. Oh man, they might have something next year. I ain't saying they're gonna be contenders, but I think they make the play-in next year for sure.
They could have Shea, Jokic, and Giannis. That franchise is not winning anything.
They would say Jokic and Giannis would literally win like 5 championships.
In Utah, I think they would lose their minds and probably fall into a deep state of
I don't know. Way I think like Oklahoma is any better than Utah. Oklahoma's just as bad.
They were built up by Westbrook and Kevin Durant, though. So there's like something there. Utah was built up by Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Hey, man.
And let's look at the demographics of Utah. Tell me the people in Utah. Nothing against the people there, but
what you thinking?
What's going on in Utah?
What do you think is Oklahoma? Hold up, do the cities you name: Oklahoma, Denver, Milwaukee. Are you kidding me?
I'd rather go to Milwaukee and Denver and Oklahoma than Utah. Utah is a state that we're actually like. It's either Utah or no. Idaho is a state where me and you were barred. We can't go there. We go to Idaho, we might not make it out of there alive. That's like the most racist state. Iowa.
Not Idaho. The same thing.
No. Idaho, I'm pretty sure has like a strong presence of.
It's the same. Anything in the Midwest with an I, any state that's a square, we're not allowed.
Idaho is where a certain organization that was founded to kill black people is heavily prevalent.
Well, right? I think you make it a lot further than me.
So, no, they follow the one drop rule, brother. I don't think
it was founded in Tennessee.
It might have been founded there. I said, where are they prevalent now?
And they're prevalent everywhere.
I mean, that's facts, but Idaho is pretty known. Like it's just openly like racist, like just like very like how many black people are in Idaho?
I ain't gonna lie, that's no. I hope nobody listened to this that lives in Idaho and they're cooked up,
bro. less than 1.5% of the state's total population. There are around 14,000 to 15,000 black residents. I don't even know how there's that many there. I wonder how many of them are like permanent residents that are not there for work.
That's OD. I would literally, if I got stationed in Idaho for any type of work, there's only potatoes out there, pitchforks.
Look, I'm about to look up the most racist state in America, right? Well, actually, yeah, Oregon is showing that Oregon actually didn't even allow black people until some time ago. No, bro. Oregon, historically, the state was founded in 1859 with a black exclusion law. You literally could not be
That's
there.
OD. They genuinely barred us to OD. Okay, fair enough.
So I'm saying Oregon, people think about Oregon now for like drug addiction in Portland, Nike, you know.
No, I'm not saying just do
I'm going to say yeah, they're all there. But Arkansas, Oregon, Florida. Yeah, Florida's, I mean, that's a given. Everyone knows that's racist.
it. Hey man,
Everywhere is racist.
Hey man, we love y'all deeply. We appreciate our supporters. We support those who support us, man, and we hoping that these conversations stick with y'all. I got some out of them, find them entertaining somewhat, some way, somehow. As always, man, your legendary co-host leave you with a simple message: like, subscribe, follow Black Box Theory Pod on everything, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand now. We consistent, bro. We not planning on slowing down no time soon, man. Y'all stick with us, man. We here for the long run. We appreciate y'all.
100% support everywhere. We want to support you guys. Support us in our ventures. Support us in this. Let us know how we can support you. When we post a poll, please respond.
Yeah,
please
bro.
respond.
Because y'all was just like looking at our story last time, but it's all good though. Hey, man. Happy Friday, man. Y'all have a great weekend, man. We're going to catch y'all next week. As always, it's love, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Peace.
Peace, man. Peace.